technical knowledge at all, you guys know I'm a bit of a technical twit. I don't really know what I'm doing. I have got a YouTube channel, so if anybody wants to sit at home, that's something you could do. Get me up on YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything, apparently. But if you're sitting at home and you want to have a laugh and watch me, and if I'm away, it's there for you. So I'll just mention that. This Friday there is no class, so you can always click onto YouTube and we'll see how it goes. Right, I'm just going to turn the volume down. Okay, so I really appreciate the fact that you guys are here to do chair Pilates with me today. This class is all about you. So the first thing I encourage people to do is take into account how you feel now. Bring your awareness to how good or even how absolutely rubbish you feel, okay? Yeah, and be aware. I do understand, I have days like that myself. So what we're looking to do is take control of what we can control. We're looking to be the best version of us that we can be today. No matter what is going on in your life, I want you to bring your awareness to the present. I want you to close the door on everything else in your life. You might be worried about certain things. You might be really happy. I don't know. I think hold on to the happiness. But if there's problems, try to just shut the door. Bring your awareness to the present. Bring your awareness to your breath. So breathing is something we do all the time without thinking. I'd like you to take control of that breath. I want you to think about breathing in through the nose. Be aware that as we breathe in, our lungs fill up. I want you to breathe out through slightly pursed lips, long, slow, calm exhalation, as if you're blowing out a candle on a cake, as if you're steaming up a glass or a mirror. Let your out-breath go completely, without forcing, without straining. Fully empty your lungs. Before you start to take the next deep inhalation, be aware, as we breathe in through the nose, automatically we're absorbing oxygen into our bloodstream. Every cell of every muscle of your body needs that oxygen. And when you breathe out, be aware that your out-breath is as vital as your in-breath, because without a full exhalation, you cannot enable a full inhalation. So just allow your breath to ebb and flow. It helps you to be present. It helps to close the door on everything else in your life. And Joseph Pilates believed in the power of each breath we take. He believed that poor breathing habits and fast-paced modern living were the cause of a lot of issues with us, both mentally and physically. And think how fast things have speeded up. Now, Joseph Pilates died 4 years before I was born. And things are getting quicker and quicker and more out of control. And I don't know about you, I find it absolutely terrifying. So let's bring our awareness to the fact that we are going to take control of what we can control. So open your eyes if you'd close them and bring your awareness to your posture. Be aware that posture affects the way you look. It affects the way you feel. It affects your digestion, your breathing, your energy levels. It affects your balance. So think about stillness as the mother of movement. If you can't sit well and bring your awareness to that perfect Pilates posture while you're seated, then standing, chances are you're not going to be able to bring your awareness to that perfect Pilates posture when you're standing. You're not going to be able to move well. So we're looking at our perfect posture. You can sit further back in the chair if you need more support and more stability. You can sit further forward in the chair if you need less support and less stability. You choose. You can get up and walk around if you need to. So if you find you're sitting, it's a long class, it's a whole hour. And if you feel you're sitting there and you think, oh God, I could just do with getting up and having a walk around the room, you can do that. Okay, you can walk out to the back of the room, you can stand up, do some stretching. Listen to your body and be aware that you are in the driving seat of how much or how little you do. Be aware of your feet being hip width apart. Be aware what goes on in the feet has a knock-on effect on your ankles, your knees, your hips, your entire spine can be affected by stiff and inflexible feet. Be aware that your feet are your body's shock absorbers. I want you to allow your feet to rock forward and back. Be aware that you can take your shoes and socks off if you're comfortable to do so. You can leave your shoes on or your socks on if you feel more comfortable that way, okay? But just rocking the feet forward and back. Become aware of the ball of the big toe. As you lift your heels off the floor, make sure you're pushing down quite firmly through the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe. And when you touch down with the heel, pulling your toes back towards you, be very aware of the centre of the heel. And then just relax your feet down to the ground. I want you to rock the feet from side to side. Be aware how it feels and remind yourself we're looking for pain-free movement, okay? Creating stress and pain is not what we're about. So if anything I ask you to do doesn't feel appropriate for you, if it hurts, it's quite simple, you don't do it. So allow your feet to rock to the side, to the centre, rocking from side to side, and then come back to the centre. Be aware of any sensations we might have created, and then become aware of your ankles, your shins, your calf muscles, front of the knee, back of the knee. Be aware of your thighs. Be aware your middle three toes line up with the centre of your ankle lines up with the centre of the shin lines up with the centre of the knee, and the knee lines up with the centre of the thigh. Bring your awareness and focus to your legs. Be aware that your legs take you where you want to go in life. If something goes wrong with your legs, it's going to affect your mental and your physical well-being. So we're going to be doing exercises to strengthen the legs. Bring your awareness to the glutes, your buttocks. They aren't just cushions to sit on, okay? Your glutes or your buttocks are the biggest stabilising muscles for your lower back, your hips. Your glutes affect the knees. They are the biggest calorie-burning muscles in the human body. By strengthening your glutes, you're also going to strengthen your lower back. You're also going to strengthen your deep core and abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor. Bring your awareness to your pubic bone, belly button and hip bones. Be aware of the neutral alignment through the lumbar pelvic region, the lower part of the torso. So that's the best place for movement. It's the best place for shock absorption. So imagine headlights shining from your hip bones. Visualise those beams of light shining straight forward towards the wall in front of you. So that's where those beams of light are going to be if your low back is in its neutral alignment. When you tip the pelvis forward, squeeze your glutes as if you're cracking a walnut between your bum cheeks and aim those imaginary beams of light kind of up and diagonal. That's a fantastic thing to do as long as it doesn't hurt. It's beneficial to your lumbar spine. And then come back to neutral. So those 2 points, we've got neutral where beams of light are forward, and then we've got forward tilt or anterior tilt of the pelvis, beams of light go up towards the ceiling. Those 2 movements, as long as they don't hurt, are completely safe. But if you allow your low back to overarch, and if you allow those imaginary beams of light to shine down towards the floor, that's when your low back can have issues. That's when you could have disc problems. In between the vertebrae, we've got discs, and if you've got a little bit of issues going on, that can cause problems. So forward tilt the pelvis, and then coming back to neutral is a perfect thing that you can do as long as it doesn't hurt. So from there, relax your arms down by the side of the body and turn your palms slightly forward. So I thought it was someone coming in. It isn't. So that is a positive thing that you can do that's going to activate the postural muscles in the upper back, which can be a little bit more dormant than the muscles in the front of the shoulders and the chest. So when you're out walking, trust me, you're all going to have a look when you leave the building. You're going to see a lot of people walking around like this. Okay? So what I want you to think about is turning the palms forward, bringing the chin to parallel. We can glance down at the floor if we need to, but try to get out of this. And when I'm feeling a bit low and a bit flat, I feel myself doing it. It's like, oh. So I'll deliberately think, no, come on, lift the chest, turn the palms forward, chin parallel, Focus on that perfect Pilates posture. So turn the palms forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Imagine you're holding heavy weights and allow those weights to draw your shoulders down and away from your ears. Be aware that you've got equal length through both sides of the waist. We remind ourselves that our low back is in neutral. Now, another positive thing you can think about is having the chin parallel to the floor. So you could be in a habit. It might just be because the sun is bright. It might be because you've got a partner that's shorter than you. You might be in a habit of having your chin tucked under a little bit. So what I want you to do is visualise your chin being parallel to the floor and then slide your chin back along a shelf. You can use your hands for feedback if you need to. So just think about drawing the chin back and then relaxing it. You could bring your hands to the back of your neck if you want to, and you could literally resist with your fingertips and push the back of the neck in towards the fingertips. Now, I've got a family member who has got issues with his neck, and one of the things the physio has asked him to do is this exercise where you're literally drawing your chin back along a shelf. So you're activating the postural muscles in the back of the neck. He doesn't do it. I do it regularly. It's an exercise that I've always done because I'm aware that I've got issues with my neck. I've got a bit of arthritis, a bit of disc damage. So sliding the chin back as if you're sliding the chin back along a shelf. So exercises for the neck are going to help. So when your chin, if you think about it being parallel to the floor, the weight of the head is going to be directly above the torso. And then you can comfortably turn your gaze from left to centre, to the right, to the centre. So listen to your body. Be aware of any areas of tension and tightness. Be aware that what we're looking to do is reconnect between the mind and the body, and it can be quite frightening. I was doing exercises this morning. I'm very proud of myself. I was finally got up about, well, at crack of dawn I was doing exercises. But then something, you get aware of little imbalances that are happening, So let's just focus on it. Remember, we're not going to push through pain. If we need to stop, we stop. But we're increasing circulation, so that's a fabulous thing to do. We're getting nutrients in, we're getting toxins out. We're increasing muscle tone. Remember, your muscular system supports your skeletal system. That's going to help to offset the effects of arthritis, wear and tear, help us to recover quicker from injury. So we're going to bring the chin back to the centre, and then we're going to drop the chin down towards the chest. So now the weight of the head, which is quite substantial, your head is roughly the size and weight of a bowling ball. This is going to stretch the tight muscles in the back of the neck, which is a fabulous thing. It also you may find you can feel a stretch in your upper back, you might feel a stretch in your lower back. Sometimes I can feel a stretch through the backs of my legs just by bringing my chin down towards my chest. And then gently rock the head from side to centre, to the other side, back to the centre. Listening to how it feels. Remind yourself, we are pushing synovial fluid around the joints. Don't be alarmed. The neck is very close to the ears, so if you can hear clunking, grinding, popping sounds, that's quite normal, okay? Most of the joints are going to make similar noises. It's just that the neck is very close to the ears, so it's very alarming. I don't like the noise my neck makes at all. Bring it back to the centre and then look straight forward and think about, once again, bringing your chin to parallel. Be aware that your low back is in its neutral alignment. Give the shoulders a roll, and then be careful with this one. I like to place my hands in the back of my neck for support here, because I'm now going to allow the weight of the head to fall back, and I'm going to look up towards the ceiling. So if you're aware that you're not particularly bothered, your neck's not particularly vulnerable, then you could take the hands away and you could just stay here looking up towards the ceiling. But if you feel, I don't know, I'm not comfortable with that, a little bit of support can sometimes just help to make you feel more comfortable. You're then going to gently rock the head from side to centre, other side and centre, okay? So listen to your body, be aware how it feels, be aware that you don't have to do anything. you don't want to do. Be aware that this gives you a firming jawline stretch, okay? So come back to the centre and then lift the head back up and give the shoulders a roll. I didn't like that one today. So low back's in neutral, shoulders are down. We're going to gently allow the weight of the head to fall over to the right. So now we're lengthening and stretching down through the left side of the neck and shoulders. The palms are turned up slightly or the palms are turned forward. Think about gently dropping your left shoulder down, okay? And then bring the head back up and take your left ear down towards your left shoulder. So try not to force it. Try just to allow the weight of the head to lengthen through these muscles in the side of the neck and the shoulder. And then just think about gently dropping the right shoulder down, okay? Let's breathe. Inhale, the head comes up. Exhale, drop the head to the side and drop the left shoulder down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, left ear towards the left shoulder and right shoulder, gently drop it down. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale and breathe in and breathe out. And then bring yourself back up. Give the shoulders a roll. Place the hands on top of the thighs. Draw the tailbone under. Slide the hands forward. So this is a really nice seated spine stretch. And then turn the palms up and give your shoulders a roll. I'd like you to bring your hands to your belly. Now I want you to visualise a great big thick leather belt wrapped around your torso. And I want you to pull that belt in 2.5 to 3 notches. I want you to imagine someone's going to punch you in the stomach. I want you to brace your abdominal muscles. I want you to visualise a piece of cotton wrapped around your waist. I want you to suck your waist away from that imaginary piece of cotton. And then I want you to bring your awareness to the lower part of the torso. Visualise your pelvic floor. I don't know why I'm doing that. That's my pelvic floor, clearly. It's a hammock of muscle between your pubic bone and your tailbone. I want you to visualise your pelvic floor, there it is, as a lift floor, and squeeze it up. Stop looking at me like that, Kelly. Squeeze the pelvic floor up to floor number 2.5 to 3. I want you to visualise stopping yourself from passing wind loudly in a very quiet room full of very serious people. I want you to visualise stopping the flow of urine, pulling up your landing gear. So we're squeezing up, we're pulling in, and then we're going to start to circle the shoulders forward, up, back and down. So the low back is still in neutral. The chin is parallel to the floor. We're listening to how the movements feel. We're going to bring our hands to our shoulders and we're going to circle the elbows. Forward, up, back and down. Remind yourself of the benefits of movement. So just like medicine, movement can help to heal the mind and the body, but it only works if we take it. We're going to release the arms down, keeping the low back in neutral, arms forward and up, arms down and back. Remind yourself of your breath. Allow it to flow. But don't worry, I like to inhale, forward and up, exhale, down and back, but don't worry if you find yourself breathing in a different pattern. The main thing is we're breathing in through the nose, we're breathing out through the mouth, we're keeping our core muscles engaged, so we are breathing into the ribs, not the belly. We're going to release the arms down for a moment and then we're going to change directions. This time we're going to bring the palms together, and as the hands come down, we're going to lift the heels up. We're going to lower the heels down as the arms go wide, pull the toes back towards the shins, and then we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet, bringing the palms to the chest. So we're going to take the arms wide, pull the toes back, bring the palms together to the chest, lifting the heels up. So we're focusing and we're concentrating. So change is inevitable and change happens through movement. So we're keeping things flowing. One more time, breathe in deeply. This time, feet flat to the floor, palms to the chest. Press forward, tuck the tailbone under, drop the chin down a fraction, get your arms completely straight. Now, pull your toes back towards you And then take the arms wide of the body and lift the heels up. You can look up or you can keep looking forward. Bring the palms together to the chest, tuck the tail, drop the chin. We're going to press forward. We're going to take the arms wide. We're going to open across the chest, lifting and lowering the heels. Palms come down, press forward, okay? We're going to take it forward, we're going to take it wide, and then we're going to relax the arms down by the side of the body. And we're not going to worry if, like me, your head gets a bit confused sometimes. Coordination is not easy. So patting your head and rubbing your tummy, that is something I could never do. So from there, we're going to start to circle the shoulders again, and then we're going to start to circle the elbows again. And then we're going to take both arms back, okay? So circling the arms back, and then we're going to change directions. We're going to circle the arm forward. Kelly knows where we're going with this. So now you're going to keep your right arm circling forward, and you're going to let us circle your left arm back. Now that is absolutely hideous, but if you did this every day, we're going to change directions, you're going to find it becomes easy. So remind yourself, whatever you practice is going to get easier. We're going to change directions. So practicing positivity and movement. I can't do a change direction. Yes, I can. One more time. Changing directions. That was really hideous this morning. And then just relax your arms down by the side of the body. Allow your arms to swing forward and back. Just because your face told me you needed it. Your face told me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is sit back in the chair. Take the feet off the floor, and I want you to look at your feet. Keep your focus on your feet. See if you can get spaces in between your toes, but don't worry if you can't. And then I want you to squeeze and release. So scrunching the toes up and then opening the toes. Imagine squeezing lemons with your toes. So we squeeze and release. Imagine screwing up pieces of paper and dropping them down onto the floor. Imagine picking up pencils and dropping them back down to the floor. And then continue with this movement, but start to circle the ankles 4 times in one direction, and 3, last 2, and last 1. Changing direction, circle the other way 4 times, and 3, last 2, and last 1, and then lift the big toes up, press the little toes down, and then press the big toes down, lift the little toes up. So the feet are one of the most overused, undervalued areas of the human body. I want you to imagine drawing horizontal figures of 8 with the toes. So we circle one way, we change directions, and then we circle the other way. I'd like you to point and flex. Because the feet are so far away from the heart, they do suffer from circulatory issues. This is a great exercise that's going to boost circulation and strengthen your ankles. And then bring the soles of the feet towards each other and away from each other. So stretching through the inside and the outside edges of your ankles. And then bring your feet back down to the floor. And just for a moment, bring your awareness to any sensations you might be feeling in the feet, ankles, shins, calf muscles, knees and thighs. You may feel tingling right the way into the lower back. So stimulating nerve endings, increasing circulation, like spring cleaning your mind and body with movements. And from there, we're going to think about the hands, and we're going to do similar movements with the hands. So start to close and open the hands. Be aware that you can stay sitting further back in your chair, or you can come further forward on the chair. Now open the hand like a starfish. Curl the first knuckle of each finger. Curl the hand tight into a fist. Open the hands wide. Bring the fingers together to touch, and then open wide. Curl the first knuckle. Bring the hands together into a fist. Take the hands wide, bring the fingers together, and then open the hand like a starfish. So first knuckle, bring the hand into a fist, open the hands wide, bring the fingers together, and then last time, curl the first knuckle, bring the hand into a fist, take the hands wide, bring the fingertips together, turn the palms down and wriggle the fingers as if you're playing an imaginary piano. And then bring your thumb tip to each individual fingertip. So strengthening the fingers. Rub fingertips and thumb tips together as if we're making chalk crust pastry. Have a go at clicking the fingers. Don't worry if you can't. So these exercises throughout the entire body, don't worry too much if there are things that you can't do, but just be aware. From there, shake off the hands as if you're shaking drops of water from your hands. Bring your palms together, interlink the hands together, open and close for 8 and 7, 6 and 5, 4 more and 3, last 2 and last 1. Keep the hands linked, circle 4 times in one direction and 3, last 2 and last 1. Change direction, circle the other way 4 times and 3, last 2, last 1. Unlink the hands, relax your arms down. You can either turn the palms forward or rest your hands on top of your thighs. But just become very aware of any sensations you might be feeling in the hands, forearms, wrists, elbows. It's all connected. And then relax the arms down. Circle the wrists 4 times and 3. So increasing bone density is something we need as well. Unfortunately, we're going to change direction. That's not the unfortunate thing. Circling the wrists the other way, we do lose bone density as we age. We lose muscle tone. Everything shrinks, including the brain. So what we can do is take control, and we can stimulate nerve endings. We can stimulate synovial fluid production, circulation. We can stimulate the brain. As you can tell, my brain isn't very stimulated at the moment. Turn the fingertips down and up. It's a really good wrist strengthening exercise. And then turn the palms up. Draw the elbows back. Make a fist and breathe out fully. So think about your posture. Think about your alignment. Press forward. Think about the low back being in neutral. Think about the chin being parallel to the floor. Working through fingertips and thumb tips, breathe in and breathe out. We stop if we need to. Inhale deeply, exhale completely. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. And then take the arms wide of the body. Turn the palms up. Wrap the arms around the torso. Now we're going to alternate the arm that's on top. 4 times. Wrap the arms around. 3 more. Alternate the arm that's on top. 2 more times. And the last time we're going to hold it, we're going to float the arms up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to release the arms down, and we're going to give the shoulders a roll. Fantastic. I'm going to get you all to sit further back in your chair for the next exercise, okay? Now, I want you to really focus on low back being in neutral. So remember those imaginary beams of light? They're shining straight forward towards the wall in front of you. And then I want you to flex your right foot. So pull your toes back towards your shins, and then I want you to straighten your right leg. I want you to think about pressing the back of the knee down towards the floor. And then relax the shoulders, turn the palms forward. Chin is parallel. Lift and lower, back of that thigh off the chair if you can. 8, 7, 6, and 5. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Release that leg down again. Say hello to your quadricep, biggest stabilising muscle for your knee, okay? So massive muscle group here. We've got lots of stabilising muscles around the knee and above the knee. So as long as it's not making you want to scream, that is really good for stability. I can't breathe after doing that one. So flex your left foot and straighten your left leg. Think about pressing the back of the knee down towards the floor. So before we go anywhere, we think about our alignment, we think about our breathing. Only then, if it's okay to do so, lift and lower 8 times, 7. So be aware if it feels different one side to the other. And 3 more, and 2 more. And 1 more, and then release it back down again. So, surprise, surprise, didn't feel it quite so much on that side as I did on this side. So we're going to have one leg stronger than the other. That's perfectly normal. A lot of people get quite freaked out when they get told you've got one leg stronger than the other, you've got one leg longer than the other. It's perfectly normal. 1 foot bigger than the other. I won't go on. Okay, so feet hip width apart, low back in neutral, shoulders are relaxed. If you've come further forward in your seat with me, it's going to be a little bit more difficult now for your abdominal muscles and your core muscles. So be aware you don't have to do that. You can stay sitting where you were before, but if you're happy to do so, come forward and straighten the leg. Now try not to lean forward, try not to lean back, and we're going to kick that leg up and down. 8, 7, 6, and 5. Equally hideous on this side, and 3, last 2, last 1, and release that leg down and slide it in. Oh, give it a little bit of a slap lift like me, it was feeling quite crucial. So if you came further forward on your chair, it was going to be harder for stability, okay? So we're going to straighten the other leg, we've got to keep it balanced here, and then we're going to kick that leg up and down for 8, 7. So we're working the biggest calorie burning muscles, the muscles in the legs, and 2, and 1, and then release, slide the leg in, sweep the arms around as if you're pulling a beach ball in towards your body. Tuck your tailbone under, drop your chin down a fraction, pull your toes back towards your shins, creating spaces in between your vertebrae, and then bring yourself back up to sitting up nice and tall. Give the shoulders a roll. Feeling okay? Good. I'm going to get you to draw the elbows back, and I'm going to get you to breathe in through the nose. I'm going to get you to lift your right foot, the heel first, and then keep the toe pointed as you lift the knee. See how high we can lift the knee without rocking forward or back, so stay sitting up nice and tall. And then flex at the ankle and the wrists, and straighten both arms and the leg as much as you can, once again, without leaning forward, without leaning back. And then we're going to breathe in, and we're going to pull that knee back in, sliding the elbows slowly back towards the wall behind us. And then we're going to flex at the wrist, press down towards the floor, take that foot down slowly, roll through the foot, toe, ball, heel, before we switch to the other side. So it's a knee raise, pointing the toe, drawing the elbows back. It's a leg extension. So once again, strengthening all the stabilizing muscles around and above the knee. We're coming back to the knee raise. We're breathing in deeply. We're seeing how high we can get that knee. And then we're rolling through the foot, toe, ball, heel. So knee raise, inhale. Leg extension, exhale. Inhale, back to the knee raise. Exhale, roll through the foot, toe, ball, heel. So this is an exercise routine that's inspired by Tai Chi. Be aware that Joseph Pilates used aspects of Tai Chi, Jiu-Jitsu, yoga, various martial arts to make what he called contrology. It was only after he died, which was 4 years before I was born, that it started to be called Pilates. But funny enough, one of the things Papa Joe said, everybody will know my name. But the sad thing is, not everybody knows it's his name. They just think it's a word like yoga, synonymous with movement. They don't realise he was actually Joseph Hubertus Pilates, to give him his full title. So finish off the one that you're doing. That always makes me laugh. Hubertus. I like that name. But yeah, you wouldn't, would you? Probably someone has. I said, actually, my son's called Hubertus. But Hubertus. Anyway, place your Pilates ball in between your thighs, okay? Now, just doing that is going to strengthen your legs, so it's a good falls prevention exercise. It's going to strengthen your inner thigh muscles, your adductor muscles, and as soon as they activate, automatically your glutes, remind yourself, they're the biggest stabilising muscles for your lower back and your hips, and your deep core and abdominal muscles are going to switch on. So this is going to strengthen your pelvic floor. So what we're going to do next, think about your alignment, think about your posture, your low back's in neutral. We're just going to squeeze and release. So just pulsing the inner thighs on that ball. Strengthening the legs, the glutes, the core muscles, strengthening the lower back, okay? Someone's there. Francis is there. Good morning, Francis.
It's her husband's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, hubby. Okay, so squeezing and releasing. Can you feel that working your legs? Fabulous. And then what we're going to do is relax for a moment. Give the shoulders a roll. Take a nice deep breath in. Bring the palms together and then slide the hands forward until they're just on top of the thighs. Give the shoulders a roll. Make sure your chin is parallel to the floor. We're going to reach forward and inhale. As we pull back, make a fist with the hands and squeeze the Pilates ball in between the thighs. Inhale, allow the shoulder blades to slide apart. Exhale, pull back. So this is a really good exercise that's going to activate your bicep muscles, that's the front of the arm. It's also going to activate the postural muscles in between the shoulder blades. So think about your shoulder blades, your scapula. Think about them closing here and opening there. So visualize your shoulder blades sliding together towards the center of your upper back, like lift doors, closing and opening. A couple more times here, one more time, and then just turn the palms up, relax the shoulders, turn the palms down, drop the chin down, just slide the hands forward towards the front of the knees. Just take a stretch, and then turn the palms up and give the shoulders a roll. Check out your posture, make sure your chin is parallel to the floor, low back is in neutral, and then we're going to turn the thumbs down, squeeze the Pilates ball in between the thighs, and then we're going to turn the thumbs up. So visualise holding a jug in each hand. Think about your wrist being slightly lower than your elbow, and your elbow being slightly lower than your shoulder. As we go into the movement, have a look if you're not sure. Just glance towards the arms. So we're tipping out and then we're turning up. Thumbs down, thumbs up. We're squeezing the Pilates ball in between the thighs. A couple more times here and one more time. And then just relax for a moment. Scoop around as if you're hugging a beach ball. Pull that ball in towards your belly. Drop the chin down a fraction. Pull your toes back towards you. And then just relax your arms. Give the shoulders a roll. From there, we're going to take the Pilates ball into the hands. Now, I'd like you to keep your elbows touching the outside edges of your ribs. Your chin is parallel to the floor, your low back is in neutral, feet flat to the floor. We're going to turn the palms up and we're going to turn the palms in. Think about squeezing the scapula together gently into the centre of the spine. So a little bit of a squeeze down and back with the shoulders. Think about your chin being parallel to the floor. Be aware that we are working the rotator cuff in the shoulder. We're still focusing on posture. We're still focusing on breath. Our low back is still in its neutral alignment. So a couple more times here and then one more time, and then bring that ball in towards your belly. Tuck your tailbone under, round your spine and pull the toes back towards the shins. Just take a stretch before you come back up. Roll the shoulders down and back. Take the Pilates ball. I'm running out of air today. Place it in between your thighs. I'm going to grab a quick drink. So if, like me, you're feeling a bit dry, grab a quick drink if you need one. And then be aware, the next exercise, we're going to be working on the stabilising muscles once again, around and above the knee. So take yourself further back in the seat. The further back you go, the easier it's going to be, the more stability you're going to have. And I really want to focus on the knees for this. So it's absolutely fine to sit further back in the chair, but don't slump. We're still thinking posture. We're still thinking about those core muscles. Pull both sets of toes back towards your shins. And remember, we're not pushing through pain. So if it really hurts, drop the ball and just work with one leg, okay? If you can, keeping the feet flexed, keeping that Pilates ball in between the thighs, we're going to straighten both legs. Be aware that this is activating all the stabilising muscles around and above the knee, and it's lengthening those tight muscles in the backs of the legs, right the way through the ankle and the bottom of the foot. So, relax your shoulders, inhale down, exhale up. That's not supposed to happen, is it? Okay, just keep that going. Keep the feet flexed. Don't worry if your feet are dragging on the floor a little bit. One thing you could do, if you are quite tall, if your legs are quite long and you find you're not getting the range of movement that you require, 2 chairs. Put one chair on top of the other, and that helps in the next set of exercises as well. When we do the seated to standing, standing to seated, if you are quite tall, if you've got quite long legs, it can be a little bit more difficult. So having another chair on top is beneficial. So what we're going to do now is 3 leg extensions. So this is called a double leg extension. On the third one, hold, point, flex and bend. So we kick for 3. Remember, belly's pulled in, shoulders are down, and then hold, point, flex and bend. Don't forget, we're not shallow breathing, we're not breath holding, and then hold, point, flex and bend. One more time, extend the legs 3 times, and 2, and then hold, point, flex, bend. Get the legs straight again, point the toes 3 levels down. 1, 2, 3, hold and flex. Point the toes. 1, 2, 3, hold and flex. 2 more times, point the toes. 1, 2, 3, hold and flex. Last time, point the toes. 3, 2, 1. Flex the feet. Tiny kick at the top of the range for 8, 7, 6, and 5. Quite warming, isn't it? And 3, and 2, and 1. And then release it down. Give the thighs a little bit of a tap, a little bit of a rub. Give the shoulders a roll. Release any tension we might have created by coming to a little bit of a C-curve spine. And then take your Pilates ball and place it back in between the thighs. Now, you might feel you're more comfortable doing the next set of exercises without the Pilates ball. That's fine. We're going to start off by just loading the legs and unloading the legs. We're going to stay seated, and then we're going to have the option of coming up to standing and sitting back down again. So before we go anywhere, think about your posture, think about your alignment, be aware wherever the toes point, the knees follow. We're pushing through the heels and we're keeping the knees behind the toes. Chest comes forward slightly, we come forward onto the middle of our sit bones, and then we sit back. So I meant to say we come onto the front of our sit bones. So we come onto the front of our sit bones, and then we go back to the middle of our sit bones. So we're rocking forward, and then we're rocking back. So it's almost like we're going to stand up, and then we change our minds, okay? So you're loading the legs, and then change your mind, okay? So push through the heels, and then release. Remembering to listen to everything. How does it feel? Make sure you're comfortable with it. Now, options. You can have your hands on the top of the thighs. That's fine. You can have your hands on the chair. That's fine. You could have your hands opposite hand to the opposite shoulder. That means you can't help by stabilising with your arms. It means your legs and your core muscles are going to be doing all the work. Then you can decide whether you're happier to stay seated or whether you want to come up to standing and then sit down as slowly as you can. Now try to keep your chest elevated. I managed not to turn round. I normally have to turn back and make sure the chair is there, okay? So keeping the weight in the heels. Taking your arms forward is another option. That means you can really slow down, which I like that option. So we're coming up, the palms are forward, and then slow as you can, keeping the weight in the heels, keeping the chest elevated above the mid-thighs. Be aware that if something hurts, it doesn't feel quite right, chances are it's not quite right. So listen to your body. Remember that option I gave you. I can always grab you another chair if you want to try it. So having 2 chairs stacked one above the other, if you're quite tall, legs quite long, can sometimes be beneficial. I shouldn't say this, but has everyone noticed I haven't coughed for a few classes? I shouldn't say it, should I? I don't know what's going on. Something else has gone wrong, that's probably what it is. So this is a fabulous falls prevention exercise. It's going to strengthen your feet, your ankles, it's going to strengthen your core muscles. Absolutely perfect. It's very warming. It works the biggest muscles in the human body. It's going to get your heart rate up. So it's a fabulous exercise, but always listen to your body. Remind yourself it doesn't feel right, chances are it isn't right. So the next thing we're going to decide whether we want to do the standing work or not. There isn't going to be much of it today because I've run out of time, which is quite normal, okay? So stay seated if you're more happy to do so, but if you want to, bring yourself up to standing and take yourself behind your chair so that you can hold on if you need to. I've taken the chair away so that anyone doing this, either on Facebook or YouTube, or here live at the Lighthouse, can see me. I can't quite get used to the YouTube thing, but there you go. All right, so standing like a tree, rooting down through the feet, lifting up through the crown of the head, okay? Don't worry if your tree's a little bit wonky. Don't worry if it's a bonsai. an oak or a fir, it doesn't matter. Just think about alignment. So rooting down through the feet, the legs are strong. Remember that neutral alignment through the lumbar pelvic region, pubic bone, belly button and hip bones lining up on the same plane. Remind yourself that your glutes are going to be active. So I tend to say a little bit of a squeeze of the glutes as if you're holding a 50-pound note between your bum cheeks. And that is really helpful when you're out walking. That's going to keep those core muscles engaged. Be aware if you relax your arms down by the side of the body and imagine you're holding heavy weights, turning your palms forward, that's going to stretch the overused muscles in the front of the shoulders and the chest, and it's going to activate postural muscles in the upper back. Think about having your chin parallel to the floor, so slide the chin back slightly, as if you're sliding your chin back along a shelf. Imagine that helium balloon floating above the top of the head, connected to the head by a piece of cotton. So just stand tall, and then only if it feels okay to do so, remind yourself you can hold on if you need to, let go if you don't. You can allow your weight to sway forward. So 90% of your body weight comes forward to the front portion of your foot, and then you can allow yourself to come back to the centre, so it's 50-50 between the front and the back of the foot. Allow yourself to sway back. So 90% of your body goes back to the centre of the heel, and then we come back 50-50. So we sway forward, centre, back, centre, rooting down through the feet, lifting up through the crown of the head, keeping the lumbar spine, the lower back in its neutral alignment. So remember that little tuck and squeeze of the glutes. Remembering you can hold on, you can get feedback using your hands if you need to. Okay, so do anything you need to. You could do this in a door frame. It's quite nice to hold on either side of something for this exercise. Bring yourself back to the centre. And then, only if it feels okay to do so, hold on to the chair if you need to, keeping the low back in neutral, lift both heels off the floor, and then touch them back down. So calf raises, seated or standing, are a fabulous way of strengthening the feet, the ankles, calf muscles, legs, increasing circulation. It's a really good falls prevention exercise. So something goes wrong with the feet, the legs, it's going to affect us. So we do really need to keep them strong. So this is a fabulous exercise snack that I would recommend people do. But don't worry if you can't do it, okay? Don't focus too much. I mean, I've had a lot I can't do over the last few months, and it is difficult not to focus on it. But today I got back on it, and as soon as you feel ready, just start taking those exercise snacks, start increasing positivity. So finish off the one that you are doing, and then bring your awareness back to standing like a tree. Think about stillness as the mother of movement. Now this time we're going to sway to the left. So 90% over to the left, 50-50. 90% over to the right, 50-50. Now, I really like this little routine. So if the going gets tough and I don't feel, I can't do anything too dynamic, this is called sways, and I find it works perfectly for me. It kind of takes my mind off all the other stuff. It brings me to the present, and it's really good for strengthening feet, ankles, legs, core, glutes. There's a lot going on. Now, if you feel okay to do so, shift your weight to the right, lift your left heel, and then shift your weight to the left, lift your right heel. Remind yourself you can hold on to the chair in front of you if you need to. If you need more stability, you can always stand in a door frame and kind of hold on to that door frame. You could hold on to the wall behind you. So remind yourself modifications are fine, and then only if you feel comfortable to do so, start to float that foot off the floor. Now, I'm showing quite a big range of movement here. I'm being a little bit cocky, but you don't have to. You can just float that foot off the floor an inch or two. It's absolutely fine. Just remind yourself the chin stays parallel. We've got equal length through both sides of the waist. Remind yourself, Sal, that we're running out of time again. Yes, I know. So finish off the one that you are doing. Bring yourself back to standing nice and tall. Bring your awareness to how you feel. Remember, you can stop now and sit down if you need to. If not, we've got one more working exercise. So we're going to do a mini squat. So keeping your knees above your ankles, keeping your chest above your thighs. Take the hands forward, hold on to the chair if you need to. If not, take the hands up to more or less shoulder height and take a tiny bend through the ankle, knee and hip. Glance down if you're not sure. Make sure your weight stays in your heels and your knees do not come forward over the line of the toes. And then you can hold on to the chair as you straighten the legs, or you can release the arms back down. Draw your tailbone under, squeeze the glutes as if you're cracking a walnut in between your bum cheeks. And then you're going to bend the knees again. Keeping the knees above the ankles, keeping the chest elevated above the mid-thighs. We're sitting into a squat position. And then we're going to lower the arms back down again. We're going to tuck the tail. We're going to squeeze the glutes as we come back up again. Remember your breath. It helps to give the movements a real sense of timing and control. It helps us to focus and concentrate on what we're doing now. And when you breathe out through slightly pursed lips, automatically your deep core and abdominal muscles that Joseph Pilates called powerhouse muscles are going to switch on. If you want more, as you come up, lift the right heel and then both heels down as we sit. As you come up, lift the left heel and then both heels go down as we get back into that seated position. If you want more, you could. You don't have to. You could float one foot off the floor as we come up. It doesn't have to be a high lift. And then you touch it back down again. We breathe in through the nose. We breathe out through the mouth. So standing or seated, we're staying in control. We're staying focused or even focused. Finish off the one that you are doing and then bring yourself back to standing and then take yourself back down to seated. How did that feel? All right? Quite a lot going on. And yes, it's running out of time. An hour seems like a long time, doesn't it? And then it just whizzes by. Well, it does for me. And some of you are probably thinking that was the slowest hour of my life, Sal. All right. So from there, sit up nice and tall. You can sit further back in the chair if you need to. Bring your chin down towards your chest. Bring your focus back to your breath. Slow it all down. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out completely. Keep the chin relaxing down. As you turn your palms down, draw your tailbone under, squeeze the belly button in towards the back of the waist and slide the hands forward. Just deepen in the stretch into the spine. And then bring yourself back up and give the shoulders a roll. Sit up nice and tall. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Make sure your low back isn't overarching, low back in neutral, and you just relax your right ear down. So just try to allow the weight of the head, which is quite substantial, to lengthen through the left side of the neck and the shoulder. Just stay here and breathe. And then we come back up again and we take the left ear down towards the left shoulder. I shouldn't laugh. So many little disappointed children come in on a Monday. They're coming in for the soft play, aren't they? And it's like a major tantrum. Big meltdown goes. I feel so sorry for them. You know, some of them are hanging onto the door as their mother is dragging them off. Coming back to the centre, give the shoulders a roll. Relax your arms down by the side of the body. Bring the left arm across to the outside edge of the right thigh. Apply a little pressure, so we're pushing the back of the hand against the outside edge of the leg. And then we're going to take the right arm forward. The right arm goes up towards the ceiling. The right arm is going to go back, and we're going to turn and look at the back fingertips. Remembering you can modify any of these movements. If it doesn't feel right looking back, you don't have to. And then we're going to switch sides and we're going to bring the right arm across to the outside edge of the left thigh. Now the left arm is going to reach forward, the left arm is going to reach up, and then the left arm is going to circle back. Remember, you can keep looking forward, you can turn your gaze back towards the wall behind you. You could even hold on to the chair and intensify that twist by using your arm strength, but you don't have to. And then release, come back to looking forward. Bring your forearms just above your knees. Look down at your feet, tuck your tailbone under and round your spine. And then come all the way back up. Wrap the arms around the torso. Float the arms up towards the ceiling and then release the arms slowly back down. Pull the toes back towards the shins. Lift up onto the balls of the feet. Rock onto the outside edges of your ankles. You can bring your body weight slightly forward if that feels okay to do so. And then rock onto the inside edges of your ankles, stretching through the inside and outside edges of the feet. And then heel toe the feet back in until they're hip width apart. Sit up nice and tall. Take one foot underneath the chair, pressing down on the top of the foot where the shoelaces would be. And then take the other foot underneath the chair. Once again, pressing down on the top of the foot where the shoelaces would be. And then only if you feel okay to do so, take your hands onto your chair and just take your weight onto the tops of your feet. Can you hear a groan of distress from the people in the room? I know. Sit back down again. And from there, I want you to relax, if you can, after I demonstrate that stretch, if that wasn't just a total horror moment. So make yourself comfortable, sit further back in the chair. I always come to this position, but obviously it's quite unstable, so don't, unless you're comfortable to do so. Turn your palms up or relax your arms down by the side of the body. Allow your fingertips and thumb tips to gently curl inwards. Close your eyes. Bring your focus back to your breath. Breathe in deeply. Allow your lungs to fill up completely. And when you breathe out through slightly pursed lips, like a sigh of tranquility. Let your out-breath go completely before you start to take the next deep in-breath. Allow your breath to ebb and flow like a calming wave of tranquility, filling up with each in-breath, letting go and emptying with each out-breath. Be aware of how your breath feels as you breathe in cool, dry air. Be aware how your breath feels as you breathe out warm, moist air. Be aware of the effect your breath has upon your body as you breathe in a sense of lightness, buoyancy, positivity. Almost feel yourself lifting into the space above your body, and as you breathe out, allow yourself to sink a little deeper into the support of the chair beneath your body, into the support of the floor beneath the chair. Just allow yourself to grow heavy. Just allow yourself to relax. Just allow yourself to simply let go. Take a really deep breath in through the nose. Fill up the lungs completely. And send your exhalation like a calming wave of relaxation, washing your entire body from top to toe. Just allow yourself to relax. Just allow yourself to grow heavy. Just allow yourself to simply let go. Breathe in peace. Breathe out positivity. Breathe in positivity. Breathe out peace. And then really slowly allow your breath to return to its normal, natural rhythm. Wriggle the fingers, wriggle the toes, yawn, stretch. And then slowly, slowly open your eyes. I might start locking that back door while we're here, because it's forever opening and closing, opening and closing. So I might start locking that so that people can't keep wandering in and out. I digress. Bring your awareness to how you feel at the end of your practice. If, like me, you do feel a better version of yourself, then remind yourself of the benefits of regular practice. Remind yourself of the benefits of just working on posture and having little exercise snacks throughout the day. Take a nice deep breath in. I will start locking that door.
We need to lock it.
Yeah.
Too many people.
There's a lot of inny-outy going on, isn't there? Give yourself and everyone else in the room a round of applause. Thank you so much. Just to remind you, there is no class this Friday. It's the last Friday of the month. Don't forget, you can have a look on YouTube. It seems to be the way forward at the moment, but I'm still a bit befuddled. I'd like your feedback on whether it's easy or difficult, and do spread the word. And I don't know. Francis? I think it's Sally King Pilates. Simple. I think. What is it, Ruth?
Just search Sally King
Pilates.
Pilates.
See? I don't know.